Already? Good evening and welcome to the ZBA meeting. Tonight is January 22nd, 2025 at 7 p.m. and I would like to call the meeting to order. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So, just to make note, we have all members present. Our counsel is out today. He had a death in his family, so he is not here, and Mr. Singh will not be here. And everyone has a copy of the minutes, your emails, and they're in your file. Everyone get a chance to read them, go through them. Any questions on them?
I'd like to make a motion to accept the minutes from the last meeting of the Town Agreements Planning Board Zoning Board of Appeals from January 13th, 2025.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'll abstain from that. I wasn't here at that meeting.
I'll abstain.
We
Abstain too.
We do have a quorum, and we had 4 members, so that passed. Perfect. Thank you. We have no new business on record. We do have old business. We have an application, which we accepted the application at our last meeting for Magic Forest Farm. That is for a special use permit for a temporary campground on the property owned by Joan Mahoney. The property is located at 134 Bucks Ranch Road, tax map number 130.2-20.1. And we have received a site plan, which everyone has. Jason, thank you for giving this to us.
Yeah.
Did you want to explain any of this?
I don't think there's really any need to explain it, unless you have certain questions. I think that site plan is pretty worked from the last time I was here a couple of years ago, so.
We have, some of our members were at our last meeting, just for a review and recap. Jason is here for his campground. They're gonna have 3 events.
3 events, correct?
3 events. I think the largest being 300 attendees and about 50 staff.
Correct.
Okay, and the inside of your folder listed the dates and all of that. So I definitely want to, for the record, just take note that we do have this site plan for us to review. With our council being out, we're not going to proceed with anything else. We're going to take this so we can all go through it. So at our next meeting, we can be prepared. I do also, for the public record, I want to go into the minutes. I want to, we had requested that Jason have the fire chief go out to make sure that there was emergency plan, a place for a helipad. And we did receive this from Dan Haight. To whom it may concern, on Friday, January 17th, myself and First Assistant Chief Williams did a walkthrough of the grounds of the Magic Forest Farm located at 134 Bucks Ranch Road and found the setup for emergency situations to be completed. They have roads made to fit our equipment should the need arise, and an LZ setup for landing a helicopter if necessary. We are confident if we have to respond to an emergency at this location, we can do so safely. If you have any questions, please reach me via email or cell. Daniel Heat. Thank you for getting this.
No problem.
And for giving us that site plan. Does anyone have any questions for Jason?
I have 1 or 2.
Go for it.
The dates of the events, the Playing in the Woods, that's Saturday through Monday?
They leave Monday, but there's not going to be any. There just can't be on Sunday night, so there won't be any activities.
All right. I just wanted to make sure because the other ones were like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Friday, Saturday.
It just goes a little bit later.
Okay.
They let people stay a little later on Sunday.
The images that were in there that are in the site plan, obviously on my copy, they didn't scale. I think there's part that was cut off.
Okay.
And if you take a look if you want, but could you just send them separately, just like the images, because then
Sure, no problem.
I'm missing something on there.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah. And then the one thing that we talked about a couple things the last time, but I didn't see anything about trash or insurance. And I didn't know in point 2 what you guys did for trash or insurance, because I imagine those were just the
Trash, I have my own dump truck, and I have, them collecting, and I usually go on Saturday.
Okay.
And then another one on Tuesday, once the dump opens,
Okay.
but I do the trash myself, and, insurance, I have insurance for the whole place,
Okay.
business insurance, and then I also, require event insurance from, never thrown the event.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyone else have any other questions? Yeah, looking at it, you have 3 of the same copies.
Copies in the map?
Yep.
Okay.
That's copied 3 times, so maybe it was supposed to be extended or something?
No, I think it's,
So what were you trying to show?
I think they're
with
supposed
the
to be
map?
colored.
The map was just a basic thing, the campground, and then it had where the bathrooms and, the water was. I guess those were the 3 different things.
So I have the-
Radius of it.
I have the draft version. I think these are actually like V1 and V2, but it's just the extreme left part of the map. So, you know.
Well, you could explain, Jason, where the driveway is, and where you park the cars, and where the campsite is, right?
Yes, that's what's all explained in that, you know, the different sections, of the camps.
Is that what you're trying
Yeah,
to do?
correct, and then there's,
Well, just tell them how you made the driveway, so that, I was up there with Jason and I.
yeah, it's basically the Bucks Ranch is a dead end road, and then it keeps going into the forest. And then, I don't know, maybe 500 or 600 yards into the forest, there's, separate places that I cleared for parking all the way through. And then there's, an emergency access road that goes down to Copeland Hill, so that it will bypass all Bucks Ranch Road, and that's for the emergency vehicles.
So he has a parking lot set up for the cars, is
Yeah,
that?
I have a parking lot set up for the cars. That's kind of like overflow, but I kind of have as many people, with their cars.
You still have the stage overlooking the view there, which is,
I have a stage overlooking the mountains.
yeah. And you made the road wide enough for the emergency vehicles to get in there. Nothing's really changed from the last time you had it, right?
It's not that I made a more parking and more area in the stage, so there's less parking that needs to be done. More parking to be accommodated in the actual campground in the woods.
And that was one of our reasons for requesting to have the fire chief go out, because it has been about 2 years since we last sat here when things were reviewed.
Correct, yeah, it was
So-
2 years. I thought it was 1 year, but it was.
Yeah, 2 years. Yep. So that's why we had made that, knowing that property can change and things can change. So. Any other questions? So thank you for giving this to us. At our next meeting, we'll probably act on behalf as far as this agency, and then we'll send it to county.
Okay, so when could I expect a public hearing on the next one?
So the public hearing will not be at the next one, and we won't schedule that until we have council here. So we are January 22nd. Our next meeting will be February 10th. At that meeting, we should be good to go to send the 239 to county, declare ourselves as far as being lead agency or not. And then at that meeting, we might be able to schedule it for February 26th, because that'll give you 16 days from the February 10th meeting. So you can anticipate that the public hearing can be for February 26th.
And then would I need another meeting for approval, or can that approval be done after the public hearing?
So yeah, typically the way it would run is we'll have the public hearing, same as last time, we'll have the public here. They'll speak, we'll all give feedback or whatever, and I can't say for certain, but we probably will not act that evening. So you're looking possibly beginning of March?
Okay.
Is that working, like,
It's a long time, but if that's what it needs to be, I would prefer it to be done next month, but,
When's your first event?
the first event is, the end of May, but the, bands and stuff usually are booked even before
What's
now.
that?
The bands are usually even started, you start the booking process and, getting, people together before usually now. So I had my application in the beginning of December, but it took me, more than a month just to get a meeting. So it's taken longer than I expected.
Yeah, as long as nothing, no red flags or anything else comes up, I mean, we should be able to wrap it up.
Your biggest thing would be your neighbors. You didn't have any trouble with the neighbors last time, right?
No, I didn't, so I don't.
So they would come to the public hearing if they had time.
Correct. They didn't let me know, and they didn't let Jason or Luis know if they did have a problem, so I assume that they probably would have if they had a problem, I would have known about it. Yeah, I think so.
Jason, I think you had mentioned at the last meeting, there weren't any calls that were made when,
None to the building department or to the chief.
yeah, so that's good.
Is Hank still living at the farm?
She lives at her farm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she won't leave there, She's got her thing going on there. We try to get her over to ours, but she's still holding out over there.
What's your radius you're gonna send out cards to?
That is on your board's discretion.
When do you have to tell the bands that it's okay to play?
I mean, I should have been there by now. It's just the harder it will be to get some is the only thing. But yeah. They know it's a process. What?
You have to give them a deposit or something?
Usually they already have things going on. So the longer you wait, the more are already scheduled with doing something else. So it's just, but I understand if it's.
So these dates you want, the 29th and the 30th, you have no bands booked for these dates? You just come up with these dates and hopefully you get somebody?
Well, we look once I get permission, because last time that I had a bunch of things, there would be a bunch of bands and workshops booked and stuff, and then I didn't get approval. So I had to cancel everything, and it was a big headache. So I don't want to go through the headache and get denied and have to call people and find something else. So.
You don't anticipate these dates changing if you weren't able to get a band or something. Would you try to redo a different date?
No.
Okay.
I don't. It's changing.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, my apologies to you for not, and I do want everybody to go through this and be familiar with it, so, and we did just receive this tonight.
Okay.
So, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
no problem.
Any other questions for them before? Good. Thank you again, both of you. Okay, moving on, next to old business, we have an area variance for Valley Paper Mill Park. That is for an application for an area variance on the property owned by the town of Queens. That property is located at 9 County Route 111, tax map number 165.1-15. And we did receive the recommendation back from Albany County Planning Board. Yes, Mr. Cronin will recuse himself. The Albany County Planning Board said, that's the wrong one. Let me go to this one. This is for Valley Paper Mill. This board has found that the proposed action will have no impact upon the jurisdictional determinant referring to the case, nor will it have significant countywide or intermunicipal impact. So they really had there's no impact, no nothing. So that's good to go. And we already, at our last meeting, we scheduled the public hearing for February 10th.
Correct.
So we're good to go.
I will be out of town, but I will have someone representing Alcohol Preservation Association on my behalf.
Perfect. Were you able to get that notice yet, or for the public hearing? Did that go out?
I don't have to send it yet.
Okay. Perfect. So you're good to go. Anyone have any questions? That was easy.
Yes.
Okay, next on our agenda for old business is and Mr. Terrell, you're recusing yourself from this one, correct? Okay. We have a subdivision for Alexander Pilo. This is for an application for a 2-lot subdivision on the property owned by Alexander Pilo. This property is located at 39 Cedar Grove Road, tax map number 131.3-19.14. And we also have an application for the same property, same owner, same tax map for a lot line adjustment. And you are here, Mr. Pilo, thank you. At our last meeting, the Albany County Planning Board, they had a recommendation, and it was shared access agreement, including a maintenance agreement, which should be referenced in the deeds for both lot number 1 and lot number 2, due to the property use of a shared driveway. If you want to, I know Jason said he had spoken to you, and you're in the midst of figuring this out?
Yes, so my lawyer is gonna handle all that, and then they'll put that in agreement when I sell the property
Okay.
privately.
Okay, so so there is no agreement, which is really where our question was, which is why we put it off for you to come in tonight, so thank you. So that clears things up, so what we will do is, we can approve this, but we're going to put the recommendation into the approval.
Okay.
So, make sense?
Yeah.
So, I'll make a motion to approve the application for a lot line adjustment on the property owned by Alexander Pilo. That property is located at 39 Cedar Grove Road, tax map number 131.3-19.14. The recommendation will go into the 2-lot subdivision, is what so yeah. Can I have a second on that?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Then I'm going to make a motion to approve the application with the recommendation that there will be a shared access agreement for both lots 1 and 2 due to the proposed use of a shared driveway. And that is for the same property owned by Alexander Pilo, located at 39 Cedar Grove Road, tax map number 131.3-19.14.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The maps are all set and taken care of. So we have all of your maps, they're all set. Yeah, so thank you for coming in.
Do anything else?
No, Charlie will pick up your maps tomorrow.
Okay, and then I'll get hold of that.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Matt.
Thank you. And that brings us to the end. Does anyone have anything for discussion?
Yeah, well, how far you want Jason to send out stuff for the Magic Forest?
Well, I think we'll talk about that probably at the meeting when we bring it up. And I also will look back, I think we did a mile at our last one. I know that makes your job more difficult.
We would have to look back through the back files.
Yeah. So when you read that and you find that, let me know. But yeah, I do think it was a mile
Yeah.
yeah, so. Nothing else?
Make a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting.
All in favor?
Aye.
No one's opposing. Thank you. Nate Boomer, right?
No,
Did you second that? Mr. Nolan,
Mr. Nolan.
thank you.
Next.
Negative.
Okay, perfect.